All right, folks, we are back for more Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. And just a quick video here. Just a bit of a sort of update to that video I made about Sandalphon and his release date, and how he may or may not cause some problems for the Arc World Tour. We just got done watching CEO Taku. Great tournament. Very well done. Shout out to Zeron. Cooking on the Charlotta as always. But Grandfest happened also last weekend, or this weekend, I suppose. And I thought that they would probably show the release date for Sandalphon at Grandfest. They did not. I assumed that would be the case because I thought he was going to come out pretty soon to not mess with the Arc World Tour too much. But in reality, they did release one bit of information, and it's this right here. Sandalphon gameplay trailer to debut at Cygames Cup. So, Cygames Cup is the first of the sort of string of Platinum events we're going to be getting for the Arc World Tour 2024 here, of course. Right, multiple, like a circuit for all these different Arc System Works games for Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. We're talking $100,000 that we're playing for in the finals here. Big money, very competitive. Cygames Cup right here is going to be happening on January 19th. So this is when we can expect Sandalphon's gameplay trailer to drop, which also we can sort of try and infer his release date from here to an extent as well, based on past evidence. Alright, so just pulling up a couple of the gameplay trailers for past DLC here. We're at Beatrix. Her gameplay trailer released on May 16th. And the character herself, she came out on May 23rd, a week later, right? Versu is a bit of a weird one, because like a lot of her stuff got revealed at EVO and stuff like that. Her gameplay trailer was July 21st, but of course she came out August 20th, right, with the patch. But if you ignore her, right, Vakala, similar idea. Her gameplay trailer came out October 17th, 2024 right there, and Vakala released October 25th. So there is a similar thing for Vayne as well, if I recall, right? Lucilius was a bit of a weird case. I can't remember exactly if it was the same idea, but I believe it was a similar thing for Lucy as well. His gameplay trailer and his release were not separated by too far, right? So the general pattern here, ignoring Versuja, who was like released at EVO and was kind of different, is gameplay trailer, and then about a week later, character release, right? So here's the funny part. So Cygames Cup gameplay trailer, the 19th, 18th, 19th there, because time zones is a Japanese tournament, right? Which means that Sandalphon is probably... You notice something? Sandalphon is probably, hopefully, coming out on the 26th. You might be coming out on the 25th. Regardless, Frosty... Frosty's happening that day. So, there's a really good chance that Sandalphon and that the Season 2 patch that releases probably the biggest patch in the game's history comes out the day that Frosty Faustix happens. Maybe the day before. And people have told me in the comments, in the Twitch chat, people have said, there's no way they're playing on an old patch. They want to show off the new changes. They want to get the changes in front of eyes. Okay, if they're not doing that, then again, literally the biggest patch the game has ever seen is probably happening the day of the final Platinum event. Oh, this is the wrong tournament, by the way, sorry. But the same thing. Frosty's still happening, obviously, for... But yeah, it's probably happening the day of the last Platinum event for North America. This is crazy. This is, like, almost worst-case scenario. And say, for example, that, like, he comes out, like, later into the 26th or something, and he dodges Frosty. Well, Europe, Chaotic Cup's a week later. Good luck. The meta has been completely upheaven, and you have your Europe's final Platinum event happens a week later. This is just something, isn't it? Remember when I made that video saying that Sandalphon might ruin the Arc World Tour, like ruin in quotes? And I was talking about how it's like best case scenario he comes out like January 1st. Nah, they said he's coming out the 25th or the 26th or something. I will say, I assume, I don't know, I assume it's gonna say like the 27th or something like that, right? He'll come out the day after Frosty, hopefully. Because he'll be just, if he's coming out the day before, that's like so bad. Chaotic Cup is still screwed. I'm sorry, if you're in Europe, you're just screwed. And honestly, like if he comes out on like January 27th, say, to dodge Frosties, bro, it's a month. That's like a month and a half away from the LCQ and a month and a half away from the finals. Is it gonna be another Leroy situation? No. Sandalphon himself, I do expect to be quite strong. I don't think the problem is that Sandalphon is gonna walk into these brackets and dog walk them, even if he's like top 1. It's just too soon. I think the problem more so is that, like, you know, you are Elsa, right? So let's look at the standings right here, right? So what just happened after we watched CEO Taku, right? You're Elsa, you're playing Catalina, you were playing Nier, Nier got shot in the head, you're playing Catalina. Catalina gets nerfed hard, for example, in Season 2. What now? Right? You know, you're maybe, I mean, Zerom's probably fine, but like, you know, you're like JF, maybe. People are complaining about Vasaraga. You're trying to win a Platinum event or something to try and get in there, try and qualify. They nerf Vasaraga. People keep complaining about Vasaraga. They shoot Vasaraga's kneecaps off. What now? A day before the tournament you're going to join? Who knows, right? Yeah, again, Aaron Damack's fine. He plays Belial. But et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's just, and God forbid, qualifying for the Arc World Tour is one thing. Even if you're one of these guys who's like already guaranteed a spot through the Platinum events, imagine like, and like the example I always love to give is like, you know, Aaron, he's gonna be fine. Belial's probably going to be about the same. But like, say that all the other top tiers are different or nerfed or changed or modified. There's new top tiers. You're maybe like one of your bad matchups is Belial, like one of your worst matchups anyway gets buffed, and now they're a top tier, and that person who's been no life in the character since the game came out, now they're a god or something. You gotta worry about them. Maybe they win a Platinum event. Who knows, right? It's just so much. Even in the best case scenario, it's just so much upheaval. So they could. The reason I brought up the Versu trailer in particular here is they do, like, there is precedent here that it's not a hard and fast rule. They're not, like, tied by, like, some executive decision that they have to have the gameplay trailer come out and then a week later the character releases, right? So it is possible, I suppose, that the Sandalphon gameplay trailer releases and he comes out on, like, I guess the best case scenario at this point is, like, if he comes out on, like, February 3rd, right? Like, if he comes out on February 3rd, at least then it dodges Frosty and Kayane Cup, and you have a month and a half to get ready for the LCQ and the finals? Because, like, there's not gonna... If the gameplay trailer at this point, some people said, like, he might release in, like, late March, and that's still technically winter, right? Because winter ends on, like, March 21st or something, so, like... Anyway, on the vernal equinox. They're not gonna have the gameplay trailer on the 19th, and then have the most popular character in the gacha, in the IP by far. Shout out to Echo, by the way, sent me some of these popularity polls. Several different popularity polls across different times and across different countries. Number 1, Sandalphon. Number 2, Sandalphon. Number 2, 3, Sandalphon number 1. Number 4, Sandalphon number 1. Number 5, Sandalphon number 1, right? This is the most popular character in the IP. There is literally a 0% chance that the trailer comes out on the 19th and Sandy comes out on like April 4th or something. It's just not gonna happen. So our best bet at this point is trailer on the 19th, it says Sandy comes out on, like, the 3rd. At least then, Frosty, Kayane, they get to be unmolested, and you get a month and a half to both, hey, if Sandy's top 1, you get a month and a half to learn Sandy, possibly. And then potentially, you know, you get a month and a half to adapt to your character's balance changes. Who knows? It's still not enough. That's still not enough. But at this point, we're fucked, right? That's the best that could happen. We'll see. Right? Keep an eye on Cygames Cup, January 19th. Mark your calendars. Again, it's in Japan, so I believe it should be the 18th for us. I always mix up the time zones, but I think that's right. So keep an eye out on that, and we'll see, I suppose. But yeah, whereas before there was like a, hey, Sandy's release dates might be problematic for the Arc World Tour. It is unfortunately now, Sandy's release dates definitely will be problematic for the Arc World Tour. It just depends. There is sort of like there's 3 levels of doomsday here, right? The worst case scenario is they stick exactly to this, like, this 1 week time zone, right? And Sandy comes out on the 25th. That will be hilarious. Sandy at that point completely fucks over Frosty with the patch and pretty much fucks over the Kayane Cup, and still it's gonna be too early for these. Second best is Frosty gets away, Kayane Cup gets fucked over, he comes out on like January 27th or something. And our best case scenario at this point is probably he comes out after, like, the day after Kayane. We'll see, man. I got nothing for you. I just wanted news released based on that video that I talked about earlier. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. This will be fun. This will be, you know, at the very least, if you're not a competitor, this will be very entertaining, right? I feel bad for the people who are, like, you know, they're busting their ass and shit like that, trying to play for, like, quite a lot of money, right? But yeah, we'll see. As a spectator, as a scrub, as a guy who just sits here and, you know, it's like okay at the game, mostly just like commentates and then does these kind of videos, I'm gonna have a lot of fun watching this for sure. It's gonna be pure chaos, but I don't think it's a very good decision by Cygames in their scheduling here. All that being said, that's gonna do it for the video, fellas. Hope you had a good time. Yeah, if you like the video, come by, hang out on the streams. Love to have you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.